the office of James Cunningham Jordan. Who is this pioneer whose house is now a museum? Why is he important to Iowa's history? James Jordan was born in 1813 in Virginia, and while his Methodist values and his family's working of the land themselves resisted the pro-slavery state, by the time James was old enough, he wanted to leave. He wanted to head to Oregon and the land of milk and honey, but by the time he made it to Missouri, he realized that he could be in Iowa, where abolitionists were already being settled, and still have a prosperous farm.
Once in Iowa, Mr. Jordan became very active in local politics. He was always an earnest opposer of slavery. In his first presidential election, he voted for Henry Clay, a national Republican who also opposed slavery. However, Clay lost to Andrew Jackson. By the fall of 1853, James Jordan was elected to the Iowa State Senate by a majority of 84 votes. However, he was denied his seat due to some slight irregularity in the returns from 2 townships in Jasper County. He contested the seat and won, but not until his opponent was admitted to the state Senate and had already cast a vote for James Harlan for United States Senator. Due to the controversy, the United States Senate refused to seat Mr. Harlan. But James Jordan, upon taking his rightful seat in the Iowa Senate, now had a chance to participate in sending Mr. Harlan back to Washington. Mr. Jordan was a state senator for the Southwest District of Iowa in the 5th and 6th General Assembly from 1854 to 1858. He was part of the group of senators who helped move the state's capital from Iowa City to the more centralized location of Des Moines. His anti-slavery ideals meant that he spoke up about abolitionist ideas and would have been a local voice for maintaining the anti-slavery stance that Iowa was founded on. He also voted in 1856 to allow the group of Meskwaki Indians in Tama County to remain there, even after their land had been sold in a previous treaty.
And then James Jordan joined Lincoln's Republican Party, and this portrait of Lincoln hung in his office throughout his life.
Mr. Jordan also saw a way to uphold his ideals of anti-slavery in a different way. He was acquainted with John Brown, the infamous abolitionist who was using Tabor, Iowa for his headquarters for his raids into Missouri to help free the enslaved people. He would routinely travel through West Des Moines and was a frequent guest of James Jordan. Because James was a local politician, his influence over other landowning gentlemen of the time would have helped John Brown spread his anti-slavery message. James and his second wife Cynthia broke a federal law when he allowed John Brown to bring 12 freedom seekers through his West Des Moines farmland on their way to freedom on the Underground Railroad in February of 1859. And while the Underground Railroad was no longer a secret by 1859, it was still dangerous to participate. Slave hunters were very active in Iowa on their search for lost property and would not hesitate to fight for them in order to collect the bounty.
While James Jordan was a prominent citizen in his community as a state senator, his staunch Methodist beliefs put his moral convictions ahead of his willingness to abide by a law he found unjust. What would you do if you found injustice in your community? Do you think joining the legislative process and help crafting laws is a better way to enact change? Or would breaking the laws you found unjust be a better way to make change happen in your community?